Bill Burr. All right, now we can talk about the Bill Burr thing. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. You know, in morning radio, they said 7:20 was always the sweet spot.
Okay.
That's where you kind of want to bring
the golden hour.
Best shit. Not like the shit from the last, but you want to bring your best stuff at around 7:20.
I tell you, I'm fixing to poop.
I'm finna poop right now, and y'all just keeping me here. So UFC 295 was this Saturday, and let's see, Pereira, I believe, did Pereira win the interim light heavyweight title? I think he did. And then Tom Aspinall won the interim heavyweight title. So it was a scrappy little card. It was a fun event. A lot of celebrities at the event.
Usually are at the UFC.
Kid Rock was there. Donald Trump was there. Bill Burr was there. And he brought his wife. Now, Bill Burr's wife, Nia, and now in these articles, it doesn't say Nia Burr. So she's one of these proud women who married a multimillionaire, but I'm going to keep my last name because ain't no man going to be. Okay, great. While she uses the credit cards with his name on. So his last name is great for the credit cards. It's not good to be her last name. To me, that, call me old-fashioned, call me whatever, I think that's a red flag. I think if the woman doesn't want to take your name, I think that should probably say, you know what, maybe she's not going to be as invested in this as I am.
Well, yeah, but then how do you know? How does she know you're invested in it? Because you don't have to give up anything in that, right? And I personally
don't have to give up anything. He's a guy who's marrying a woman. Of course, he's giving up everything.
You had freedom.
So if you won't take that guy's name, that's kind of a red flag. Now, if you have like a really famous name, like Kennedy, then I can understand you not. But even the Kennedy women changed their name. What's her name? Skakel? I think she was a Kennedy.
Well, I mean, or at least hyphenate, because what was it? Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Yeah. Hyphenating is still sus to me, but I'll accept it.
Well, see, this is the weird thing, because like I didn't give up I suppose technically I gave up my name because I don't like my last name. Like I hate my last name.
But so you gave up your name?
Yeah, because I wanted to.
Oh.
I wanted out of that.
Faggot. Sorry, sure. I'm just, I said, no, I was clearing my throat.
Right.
Is what it was. That's all.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. I don't know. I have a kid. I don't have to defend my masculinity. I'm not exactly out there slaying puss, so.
Ryobi says, I told my wife she was changing her last name. Not kidding. Attaboy. Attaboy. I love when people in the chat also go with us. Kennedy! It's the only way to say that name. One Big Pond says, women love talking about everything for their man. Just don't ask the new age woman to flow to know any worth. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah.
FTW Nil says, I actually agree with you on that, Aaron. Why does that have to be actually? I can be a smart fella. Mick Marshall says, Aaron, just look at the way she acts. Nia did take Bill's name. She just spelled it with a G instead of a B. But wait a minute. If she did that, her name would be Nia. Oh, you see it like, so it sounds like a racial slur. I don't know why she would do that. I don't understand why she would take that name. Nia Burr. I never, in all the years that she's been Nia Burr, I never thought of that. And I'm not kidding. I never thought of, wow. I feel like I've been outmaneuvered, if you will. Well, anyway, UFC 295 was a big event. Trump's there, Kid Rock's there, Bill Burr's there, and he brought his wife. And God damn it, can't take him anywhere. She made a complete fucking asshole. Not an asshole of herself, because anyone who's followed Bill Burr knows that his wife is cringe as fuck. Like, she's one of these people who is super political without knowing what the fuck she's talking about. Like, basically every talking point she's ever had shoved up her ass, she not only believes in, but is, like, shitty about it. And, like, if you've ever heard her and Bill on a podcast argue, it's just, it always ends with poor Bill just, like, submitting to her. Like, even if he doesn't take her point, he's like, all right, well, we'll just move on. It's all right.
What do I know?
Because he'll be right about stuff. But she will just dig the fuck in. And he will go, you know what? Fuck it. I've had it. And there's really two ways you can go from there. when you have those moments. You can go, fuck it, I've had it, and move on. And you're going to either end up divorcing or killing that woman because you're just going to have pent-up rage. Or you can have it out and see where it goes. And yeah, she might leave you over that about you digging in and arguing, but at least you have your fucking balls because you're going to leave her no matter what because she's being a bitch.
Right.
And if she's being a bitch, you're going to leave because you're going to be incredibly unhappy. So which way do you want to take out? Do you want to go out on your shield and stand up for yourself and be a fucking man? Or do you want to sit there and cower in the corner? You know what the worst part is? A money grubber like Nia, she might beat him down into submission and then still leave him.
But if he's the meal ticket, won't leaving him end that? Although, well, I'm guessing he didn't get a prenup on that one.
Oh, dude, no. If you didn't get a prenup, leaving is the meal ticket.
Oh, jeez.
If you're her. Pool Scam Sam says, I bet she made Bill donate to Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Bill, his edge. I mean, look, maybe he got older. I don't like internet people who just go, Bill's falling off, you piece of shit, woke, this and that. Bill Burr definitely lost some of his edge when he married this person. But also, that's kind of what marriage and a kid does to you, too, is you lose some of your edge because you have different priorities, and this stuff doesn't seem as important.
Yeah, but I don't think he has a kid. Does he?
Oh, yeah, he's a dad.
Oh, he did a movie recently about being a dad, but I
do think that that Bill has at least one kid. But at any rate, so they're at this UFC event. Donald Trump is walking to his seat.
Mm-hmm.
And people are either like, yeah, like at the UFC events, they really like Trump.
Right.
And he usually gets standing ovations. I know Dana White and him are friendly. Kid Rock came over to say hi to him. So you either applaud or you sit there and you're pissed and you fold your arms like this and you get mad and whatever. Or you're in the front row at UFC. You're with all the rich people. Everyone's having a nice time. You would hope that everyone could just control themselves and not be a fucking asshole. I give you Bill Burr's wife as Donald Trump is walking by. Like, what? Just a classless piece of shit. As you see, Donald Trump is walking by, and Bill Burr's wife, who got fat, by the way, just holds up two middle fingers like she's in fucking middle school. And she's flipping off the teacher behind the teacher's back, and oh, look at how dangerous and edgy I am. I mean, it's just a shitbag move. It's not like you're not making a point. You're not holding up a protest sign. You know, you're not...
Well, she's worked very hard to earn that seat. She doesn't like that someone else is rubbing shoulders with her, is someone she thinks of as less than.
And he's getting a better seat. Trump's going to be sitting in front of her.
Well, yeah.
For the entire event.
And he also paid for his ticket.
And you know what? Bill probably will defend her. Bill will probably be like, she's allowed to, express herself. This is embarrassing for him. You take your fucking wife out in public to a nice event and she embarrasses you by being a cunt. I mean, Bill already has a very tedious hold on the people who like this guy already. Mm-hmm. He built his career on people who probably like this guy, who like Trump. And then, like Amy Schumer, he had to get Disney money. And when you're getting Disney money, you got to tell those people to fuck off a little bit, or subtly or non-subtly. And I don't think Bill told those people to fuck off, whereas he just kind of cut off the supply of the shit they like.
Yeah.
He just kind of stopped doing that.
I haven't seen his latest special. I literally haven't watched it.
They aren't bad. That's the thing about Bill Burr. Like, he's still good.
Right.
But shit like this, and it does have you can't say it doesn't have an impact on him. It would have an impact on anybody.
I'm sure this is going to be, if nothing else, something he had to deal with the minute he got out of here, because he doesn't even see it happening.
Right. Oh, and by the way, he'll bring this up to her, and like, could you not do that? And it'll start a big fight, because she won't fucking admit she did anything wrong. She's not going to go, God, here's how quick this could all be over. He could be like, hey, could you not give the finger to the fucking president on pay-per-view? It's embarrassing to us. And he's like, I'm sorry. That got away from me. I apologize. I can't do that again. I'm really sorry. She can't do that.
Yeah, but no offense, but if you're Bill, you know that she's going to do that. No, you know that's the kind of
So now you have a choice. This is what I'm talking about.
You
This
can't
brings it
take
full
her out
circle.
in public.
Or you have to just shut the fuck up, let her do what she wants, make you fucking miserable because how dare you speak up against this strong, beautiful woman, or she'll fucking destroy you. She'll call you every fucking name in the book. She'll never admit she was wrong. Fuck, she's awful. And then look, I love the end of this, the juxtaposition. Like, she's like, yeah, she looks like a fucking artist on Death Row Records, first of all, dressed nice. Second of all, I love that the juxtaposition is Kid Rock walking up with a drink in his hand like, yo, what's up, Mr. Trump? Good to see you, buddy. Like, there's two choices you can have. You can have a good time at the UFC event, or you can act like a pouty teenager. Your call.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's going to go to pouty teenager because she doesn't even stick with it. She just flashes it quick and then, oh, I'm just going to hide here.
Yeah. And you know what the worst part is? Like if someone said, hey, Bill, it's Donald Trump would go right up to Bill Burr and be like, hello, Bill, how are you? Good luck with your comedy.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. You know, that whole thing. Yeah, look at that. Who would you rather hang out with? The guy who looks like this having to sit next to her, or these three guys just, hey, how's it going?
They look like they're having fun.
They look like they're having a great time. Whereas Bill has to sit next to the chick giving the finger to the president. And he has to sit there and and that's the funniest part. She's not going to deal with any of the shit from this.
Well,
He is. He's the one who can't go on. And look, him not being able to go on Twitter is a blessing. I'm not acting like these internet people are owning Bill Burr. But it just adds a little degree of difficulty to his public life.
right.
When
Well,
she does shit like
what
that.
does she do for a living?
Marries Bill Burr.
So then why does he? I don't know. I would think if you won't bring anything to the equation, then yeah, there's a lot more of a hey, let's just remember who's who in this situation.
Never. Because the minute he pulls that card, then he's abusive, he's aggressive, he's mean, he holds things over her head, everything like that. You don't understand. The way shit is now, it is 1,000% geared. The point of the game is, if you're a man, you lose. No matter what. And we wonder why masculinity is going away. We're like, oh, these boys now, they don't do the shit we did. That's because they'll go to fucking jail if they do. Or they'll be labeled abusive, all kinds of other shit. You can't be an old school guy anymore. They've taken that away from you. They've stripped you out of that. They've said, look, if you defend yourself in this situation, then you're abusive. Even if you're right, it doesn't matter. But if you're passive and then you're weak, and then you're not a man who stands up for himself, you're not assertive enough, and then you're problematic that way too. The whole game is designed so that the advantages men have over women are completely taken away and neutralized. And they're bad. Anything that men do that's good is now bad because then women don't have to take any of their shit.
Except our money.
Yeah, right. No. You know, the one thing they've kept about chivalry is that they still get all your fucking money. Isn't that amazing?
Right. We just watched the lady, what was it, last week or the week before with the Cheesecake Factory thing. She was expecting him to take her out, take her to a nice place. Cheesecake Factory was insulting.
Right.
How dare he? And she made him wait an hour longer than they agreed. Again, it's almost
And what have you done to earn Cheesecake Factory even?
I did my part. I dressed up. Look, I look like this.
Wow.
That's their buy-in. They put on a nice dress and they did their hair.
It's fucking obnoxious, man. It's real. And a lot of people are attacking Bill Burr right now. I'm telling you this, I feel for Bill Burr.
Why are anyone attacking Bill Burr? His wife was the cunt.
Right, but they're like, oh, Bill, get your wife under control. Well, then he's abusive. Then he's a problem if he does the right thing. You cannot be right as a man anymore. If you're right as a man, you're aggressive and abusive and domineering. And to be wrong means to be completely dominated by someone you know is wrong. I in a way, I feel for Bill. But in another way, like, you picked her.
I mean, yeah, nobody made you marry her.
So you did choose this. Soup Can says Bill could have done so much better, yet he settled for this hideous broad. Yeah, and then after they got rich, she got fat. How do you get fat as a rich person?
You eat.
I know, but anybody can whip you into shape for the right amount of cash and you get fat.
Yeah, but you don't need to. Remember, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect.
I suppose,
you're
mistakes. Perfect. Yeah, if he says, hey, you've been gaining a few pounds, well, then he's fat shaming you and he's abusive again. Skeezy says, make men submissive and subservient. It's by design. Weak men are easily controlled and pose zero threat to our masters. Yes. They're making the next generation of actual misogynists, says Zio Gold. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you do all this stuff, and then people are surprised there's this rise of what they call the incel community now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, where do you think that's coming from?
I mean, look, yeah, those are pathetic people, and that's bad. But
right.
Like, what was their other course of action?
But I'm just saying you don't help the situation by creating this environment.
Amanda Hugginkiss says, buddy of mine just wrote a $600,000 check to make the ex go away. Now has to move in with his 90-year-old dad. Yeah, but all these women are so fucking powerful, and they're so goddamn smart and creative and resourceful, and they don't need a man. Oh, but I'll take the fucking money. Scarface says he should have got his wife under control 10 years ago. I stopped listening to his podcast because of her. Fauci's Pangolin says, so it's the man's fault if he marries a cunt. You do deserve some blame for that.
You're not blameless in this. It's just not like you woke up one day and that was suddenly all of a sudden who you married. No, that was there the whole time. Yeah.
Skeezy says, don't get married. Don't support women and their bullshit. That's how men win. Men can survive without women. Women will die without men. Okay, so again, it goes back to your incel thing. That's not a long-term solution. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, try being alone. It totally sucks.
Not only that, you're going to end up with more kids out of wedlock and guys running off and shit like that.
Well, yeah, if you're completely irresponsible.
Okay, good. Thank you. Don't stare at me when you say shit like that, because I know what you want me to do, and I'm making it clear right now. I'm not doing it.
What? Admitting that you've had a few rough times with relationships? Maybe you have a few insights.
I thought you were going down the other road.
What road would that be? What road could you be talking? I am oblivious.
Referring to people who have to poop really bad. Yeah. Fauci's Pangolin says, in the real world, men who marry cunts get into a lot of shit they never would have. Bingo. That's just it. And never get any credit for it. You know how many times Bill Burr has probably fought his wife's battles fucking for her, and she doesn't appreciate a fucking minute of it?
Well, he's a white colonizer.
Oh, good point. Yeah, she'll probably remind him of that every time. But yes, that's absolutely true. Do you know how many times a man takes up for a woman, defends her fucking bullshit that he doesn't even believe in, but now has to take it up because he's defending his woman? But then if he doesn't do it right, he's going to catch shit anyway. Oh, my God. John Domingo says, hey, Aaron, don't be a hypocrite. Burr's wife was exercising her free speech rights. I'm not sitting here saying Nia Burr should have her fucking hand cut off in the public square. I'm saying that's a cunty fucking middle schooler move to make.
And it's disrespectful to Bill Burr, who's the whole reason she's sitting that close to the ring.
Exactly. He's responsible for why you guys are having this night out. Have some respect. I'm not saying she can't do it, John Domingo.
I'm saying she's a bitch for doing it.
I'm saying it's a shitbag move. That's why I love free speech so much. She gets to give the president the finger. I get to say she's a piece of shit. I don't want anybody to call any sponsors, not that she has any. I don't want anybody to hurt her career, not that she has one. All I want to do is I want them to be able to do and say whatever they want so I can do and say whatever I want. That's all. John Domingo says, ask Cumia about Burr's wife. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a big part of the fallout of Bill Burr and Anthony Cumia is that wife of his. Don't be with that racist Cumia. Don't be with that whitey. You know, she's awful. Semper Reloaded with $4.99 says, only poor people say being alone is the worst thing ever. Oh, that's not. I don't like being alone. I think being alone sucks. Why do you think guys put up with so much shit? Why do you think they do? Because it beats being alone.
Yeah.
So you try to walk that tightrope. Union Jack says, how would you handle this if April embarrassed you publicly? It would be a fucking problem. It would be a problem. And again, I hope that she wouldn't be a typical woman and like dig in and fucking defend herself. You know, how many times with guy friends has a guy gone, hey man, that thing you did was fucked up. Don't do shit like that. And you go, man, my bad. Like, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. Guys don't dig in when they're dead to rights. the way women do. I don't see it. I just don't see men digging in like dying on the wrong hill over and over and over again. It might just be my misogyny. $4.99 from Semper Reloaded. Thank you very much, buddy. That does put us at $2.25 for this morning. Keep it up, guys. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
PayPal, Streamlabs, Venmo. Be very generous with this program. I appreciate it. McNagger says April embarrasses Aaron every show with her Litchfield intelligence. You embarrass yourself. Yeti Flyer says, how about that Josh Dobbs guy? Thank you. I needed my blood pressure to come down a little bit.
I don't know. Are we still yelling about Bill Burr's wife?
You want to?
I mean, we can.
It does let my misogyny go for a walk, and I need that sometimes.
Well, and like I said, you don't need to do that. Like, you didn't actually flick off Trump. You did it to his back. And what is that?
You behaved like a middle schooler. When the teacher's back was turned, you went,
And then as soon as people start turning around, I'm just going to sit here. I'm behaving. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah. I didn't like her before this. This wasn't, I hate her because of this. This was just a confirmation of what I already knew. Ambivalent Bastard says, forgive me if I'm wrong, but April seems like the kind of person who would say, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but I was pissed and fuck those people. I would hope that April wouldn't do something like that ever. If she did, yeah, I'd probably end up getting divorced because I confronted. Here's what happens to guys. They confront a woman on the shit they did wrong, and then the woman turns it into how they're a victim and you're a piece of shit. And somehow you confronting them about something they clearly did wrong, that if you showed it to like a panel of people and a judge, they would somehow turn it. The judge and the panel of people would go, oh, yeah, she was clearly in the wrong. She should apologize for that. But the woman will try to turn it and make it somehow the guy's a piece of shit. And then they'll end up leaving the dude. That's what would probably happen. Semper Reloaded with 199 says, sorry, only poor and or gay dudes. My bad. Well, does that leave you an out or just more options? I don't know.
Well, I'm definitely poor. So, I mean, I got at least one of the two.
Triple N, I can't read that. That's not something you say about people. I mean, unless he's using that as a metaphor for money. I'm not really sure.
But why would that be the metaphor?
I don't know. Oh, people are, oh, you know what? Look at this. April went hunting this morning, so I didn't set up the studio right.
Oh.
And I left the curtains open. What an asshole. What a piece of shit I am.
There we go.
There we are. Now it's better. Oh, thank you, Egg Picker. Egg Picker over on Rumble says, Johnny, close your curtain. Johnny, get your gun.
My meat curtains.
Yes. John Domingo says, hope Aaron's couch is comfortable. Why are you walking into an argument with April? I'm not. I'm saying if you asked or somebody asked
how he would respond to April behaving.
How I would respond if we were at UFC and she did that to President Trump. I'm telling you, that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, because she'd totally flick off Donald Trump. Hates him.
Right. You're making me like April's becoming a different person in this. This not metaphor, this hypothetical scenario you've presented me. You've made April someone who would give Trump the finger. And I guarantee Bill's not going to bring this up with her. He's not going to chastise her over it because he knows he'll just end up getting shit on and it's not worth it. Omega Wolf says it's almost like she's part of a group of people that behave. It's not. Dead Game says you'd slap her, right? Oh, right in the fucking mouth. Just right there. Just like, woman, you don't behave like that in public. Don't embarrass me in front of my white friends.